Hi folks, quick emergency video because I didn't put out a video today because I was on the road, I was traveling, I had lots of meetings, and it is currently 3 a.m. in the morning. I got in at 2 a.m. from a meeting and a long trip back home, and I'm exhausted, but no video today because I was working and Netflix have just released Narcos Season 2, and I'm probably going to be watching Narcos, binge watching it tomorrow, and that means no video tomorrow. But what it does mean is I'm going to make a quick emergency video, so even though I'm completely exhausted, you can probably tell from my voice, I want to put a quick emergency video together because I just noticed what the weekend special is for World of Tanks. Earn your stripes private, but, barrack slots are half off. What's that? I have no idea what that is. Times 2 crew XP, that's what it is. Tier 2 to 5 regular tanks are on sale. And there also seems to be crew XP conversion, but also all the premium tanks from tier 2 to tier 5 are on sale at 50% off. So I figured let's just look at very quickly what the tier 2 to tier 5 premium tanks are like, and if you don't have any of them, maybe I can entice you and tell you what I think. So, a quick login, very quick login. As you can see, it's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. Saturday morning. Oh, okay, I need to get to bed, but okay, so let's take a quick look. We're looking at premium tags, tier 2. There's so many tier 2 premium tags, but to be honest, there's only one tier 2 premium tank that's regularly available, that's regularly on sale in the gift shop, and regularly available from the tech tree, so that is the T2 Lite. The T2 Lite. And is this tank worth picking up at half price? Because does it tell me here? Does it actually tell me? It's been a while since I've been in here. Oh, it does. It says it's 750 gold. So tomorrow, or well, starting off in 3 hours' time when the servers reset, this tank is simply going to be 325 gold. That's basically the price of a garage slot. It's so cheap. The T2 Lite, incredibly fun little tier 2 tank. It's quite decent. I haven't played it, I don't play it very often, but if you do play low tiers and you maybe even platoon, a platoon of T2 Lights, it's just awesome. It's incredibly quick, incredibly agile, it's got a decent gun for its tier, as you can see, 30 millimeters of penetration, and that means it can pen a lot of the tanks it faces. The only downside to the T2 Lite is, as well as poor view range, while it's quick and it's maneuverable, unfortunately it doesn't get special matchmaking. Most tier 2 premiums only will ever see tier 3 at maximum, but the T2 Lite is the special edition because that skis tier 4s. So in tier 4s, you can play it like an active scout, but the view range is going to be against you because the view range is quite poor, but it's a very fun tank to play. Even the premium ammo is not overpowered. It's only got 41 millimeters of penetration, but for the price of a garage slot, and it's a perfect crew trainer for the T71. Perfect crew trainer for the T71, but it's not a great crew trainer. It'll only train up a couple of crews fully, and it's just a lot of fun to play. But if you're not into tier 2 tanks and you're going to run into a lot of puppy kickers or professional stat padders down at those tiers, while this tank is competitive, it can compete, and it's a lot of fun to play, it may not be your thing. So we're moving on to tier 3 because even though there are a lot of other tier 2 premiums, they're not regularly on sale. I doubt they'll be on sale tomorrow. Okay, at tier 3, let's see now. Tanks that are currently available. The T15, very good tank if you want to learn how to play scouts. If you're new to the game, or even if you suck in higher tier scouts, then the T15 is the tank for you because you can go back to tier 3 and you can basically learn how to scout. Now, this doesn't get special matchmaking. It will see tier 5s, it will get into tier 5s, and in tier 5s, the gun, as you can see, it's a tier 2 gun up against tier 5s, very lacking. You only have 74 millimeters of penetration with their premium ammo, 42 on the regular ammo. When the T15 is top tier as a tier 3, it is as good as any tier 3 in the game. It's probably even borderline overpowered. It's very fast, very mobile, it's got good gun depression, and it's just a lot of fun to play. When you get into higher tier games, I forgot to say, the view range and the camo rating, they're both excellent. So this is an active scout and it's a passive scout. And for tier 3, the view range is just fantastic. In my opinion, this is the first scout in the game. It's the first real scout in the game. It's got fantastic view range for its tier. It's got fantastic signal range for its tier. And when it's top tier, it's completely overpowered. Very, very good tank to play. When it's not top tier, when it gets into tier 4 games or tier 5 games, then you're relegated to the role of active and passive scout. And that's why I think it's a very, very good scout tank. I mean, it's got, it's okay as a crew trainer. It trains up some of the lower tier German lights, but, some of the higher tiers, you may be missing a crew member. But no, it's a good crew trainer. It's a good crew trainer. It's fun to play. And it's worth picking up because... Let's see, what is this normally? It's been so long since I've done reviews for these tanks. The T15 comes in at 900 gold, so tomorrow it's going to be 450 gold, the price of a garage slot and a half. Very, very good at that price. And as I say, if you want to play light tanks and you want to learn how to play light tanks without maybe it costing you too many credits and without basically coming up against some very, very good players, this is the tank you can learn how to scout in. Very, very good. And as I say, first real scout in my opinion in the game at tier 3. Really, really worth picking up if you're into light tanks. If you're not into light tanks, then pretty much ignore this, because in higher tier games, all it can do is scout. In lower tier games, it's a beast. So any other tier 3s that are worth picking up? The Panzer Kampfwagen S35 or Samoa S35 739F. Yeah, this thing, again, it's a very, very good tier 3 tank, worth picking up. This is currently available, or it's available most of the time, I believe, unless it was removed. But this comes in at 1,000, so tomorrow it's going to be 500 gold. This is a very, very good tank with an underwhelming gun, and just like the T15, even though it's got a much better gun than the T15, the gun is really only going to be effective against tier 3 and tier 4. Against tier 5s, you're going to find the gun very, very underwhelming. You're going to have to fire quite a bit of premium ammo. But this is another tank that doesn't get special matchmaking, and when it's top tier, it's a beast. The armor is incredibly good. You can side scrape, you can angle. There are weak spots, but it's got a rapid firing gun. The gun is good enough when it's top tier. When it's not top tier, tier 4, it can do a job, but tier 5, it sucks. So you're kind of down to the mercy of the matchmaker. But it's another tank that is a lot of fun to play, providing you get it into decent matchups. So this is another tank I have no problems recommending at low tier if you're into them. Any other tanks that are usually available? T127, in my opinion, one of the best kept secrets in World of Tanks. This is an absolute beast. This is an absolute beast. The T127 is just such an awesome light tank. Where are we? We're looking for the Russians. So the T127 is available 850, so it's even cheaper than the S35. Much, much cheaper. So tomorrow that's going to be 425 gold. Really, really worth picking up if you're new to the game, or simply you're just looking for a lower tier tank. This is classified as a light tank, but it's basically a lower tier medium. The armor is more like a medium, possibly in a heavy, even a heavy standard ammo or armor if you're top tier. But it's got a great gun. It's not the fastest, it's not the most maneuverable, but it does the job. As I say, it plays like a medium. It plays even a little bit like a heavy if you're top tier. The armor is incredibly good. The gun is good. It's not the best crew trainer, but you know, it gets 4 crew members trained. So T127, absolute little beast. Really, really worth picking up. Moving on, the M22 Locust. I had forgotten there were so many good tanks down at the low tiers. Yeah, this is another one, guys. This is worth picking up. This really is worth picking up. This comes in at 450 gold tomorrow, 900 gold usually. So again, 1.5 garage slots worth of tank here tomorrow. But the M22 Locust, a really, really fun tank. Fast, mobile. The view range is not the best, but it's okay. The signal range is not the best, but it's okay. It's another one of these tanks that you can basically play as a light tank. You can basically, when it's top tier, it's incredibly overpowered. When it's not top tier, then you can play it like a scout. It's a lot of fun. You can outmaneuver enemy tanks. You can see that the aim time is good. Accuracy is not amazing, but the gun is punchy. The penetration is quite good. The rate of fire is incredibly good. The aim time is good. About the only negative I have for the Locust is the fact that it doesn't carry a lot of ammunition. So 50 rounds sounds a lot, but you're firing off 25 rounds a minute. So, if you start firing your gun when you get into the game, you're going to run out of ammo 2 minutes into the game. So it's a very, very good tank. Really, really good tank. And it's a perfect crew trainer for... Actually, I think this is a perfect crew trainer for the T-71 again. So yeah, it's not the best crew trainer, but it's okay, and it's a very, very good tank. I really, really enjoy the Locust. I don't play it very often because I don't play that many low tiers, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, Locust is worth picking up at tier 2, or tier 3. The T-127 is worth picking up. Panzer S-35, maybe not as much. I mean, the Locust and the T-127, they get special matchmaking, but the S-35 doesn't, so that might count against it. The T-15 doesn't get special matchmaking either, but it's a good tank, and you can scout in it. So I think if I were to basically force my hand, I would probably pick up a T-15 if I didn't already own it. If I'm into scouts. If you're not into scouts, then ignore the T-15. Not the Gross Tractor, but the S-35. Again, only buy it if you don't mind firing some gold and you occasionally are going to get annoyed with the matchmaker. I think it's a great tank with its top tier, but definitely not as good or not as worth purchasing as the T-127 or the M22 Locust. So there are my recommendations. Get the T-127 first, the M22 Locust second, and the T-15 third if you like light tanks, and if you've got gold left over, then you might consider picking up the S-35, but it's a little bit dependent on the matchmaker. Moving on, because we're going up to tier 5, we've got tier 4, any premium tanks here that are worth picking up, anything that's usually on sale, not really. Yeah, about the only really good tier 4 premiums here are the Panzer B2, which is amazing, but it's not usually on sale, and the T-28E, which is basically a tier 4 heavy tank with an amazing gun. But those two are the only good ones. The Valentine 2 is available, and it's very hard to recommend this tank. Okay, the armor, good for its tier. The gun, underwhelming, not very good. You see, it's a tier 4 tank, but it gets a tier 2 gun. So the gun is not amazing on the Valentine. It's not fast, it's not maneuverable, but it has decent armor for its tier, and it's got incredibly good matchmaking. So it will always be tier 4. You will always be top tier in a Valentine 2. While the gun is underwhelming, the mobility is absolutely terrible. The armor is okay. What this tank has going for it is that matchmaking, and also the fact it's very stealthy. It's got incredibly good camo rating. In fact, while stationary, it's got the best camo rating of any medium tank in the game, or light tank, or any light tank. Yeah, the camo rating, especially when firing its gun, especially when stationary, is incredibly good on the Valentine 2, but it's just not a fun tank to play. I think because of its speed, it's just a little bit too situational for me. Not a lot of fun to play. It's not a great crew trainer, 3-man crew trainer for British light tanks. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the Valentine 2, but I know people out there like it. But that's about the only tank here that's available. So I would pretty much give that one a miss, unless you like the idea of playing it more like a tier 4 heavy tank, because that's basically what it is, even though it's a light tank. And I think, yeah, these two tanks would eat a Valentine 2 alive if they were available, but they're not available. So there's only one tier 4 available tomorrow. It's the Valentine 2, and it's probably not worth it. There are better tanks you can pick up. But, I mean, this tank does have some positives, but not enough. Finally, moving on, and I can get to bed. Tier 5. So many tier 5 premiums. Hopefully not too many are on sale. Okay, listen, the Panzer T-25. This is a very misunderstood tank. A lot of people buy this tank and then hate it because it has no armor, and basically it can't turn, and That's pretty much it. It can't turn and it has no armor, but it has great gun depression. It has a very, very good gun. It has very, very good speed in a straight line as long as you're not trying to turn too much. It's a very, very good tank, and I think it is one of the best tier 5 premiums in the game. I really do. So I know that a lot of people who play a lot of games in the T25 love it. And I know a lot of people who buy the T25 ask for a refund because they hate it. It's down to your playstyle. This is a tank where if you try to play it like a medium tank, it's a medium tank, but if you try to play it like a medium, it's going to hurt you. It's not a very good medium tank. You can't maneuver. The armor is terrible. But if you try to play it a little bit more passively, if you play it as a sniper as well, solely as a sniper at the back of the map, you're going to hate the tank because the gun is going to lose penetration over distance. It doesn't get special matchmaking, and you're going to be facing tier 7s and trying to pen them. I mean, the gun is good. The gun is good, but not against tier 7s, and not when you're sniping from distance where penetration drops off. So if you play it too passively, I think the T25 will annoy you, and if you play it too aggressively, the T25 will annoy you. But if you're an experienced player or you're getting experience, I think this is a tank that's best played passively. Use its speed to get into a position, do some damage, play it a little bit more passively, try and stay safe, conserve your hit points, and then as the game goes on, this tank becomes more dangerous because its speed allows you to get around the map. The gun, the rate of fire, the DPM, they're all very, very good for a tier 5. So this is my favorite tier 5 premium in the game, and even though the tank seems to get a lot of hate from new players who've just bought it and don't know how to play it, I think when you learn how to play it, when you learn the weaknesses and the strengths of this tank, the T25 is incredibly good. But yeah, this, in my opinion, is worth picking up if you're maybe a little bit more experienced. But if you're a brand new player, maybe the T25 is maybe a little bit out of your depth. But I recommend picking it up. I think it's a very, very good tank. The Matilda 4, that's on sale usually. I can't remember whether or not this tank was removed from sale, but yeah, Matilda 4 is usually available. Yeah, it's still available. So yeah, Matilda 4. I absolutely hate this tank. Not because the tank is bad. I think the tank is quite good. The armor is quite good. The speed and mobility is incredibly good compared to the regular Matilda in-game for the British. The problem is this flaming gun. The gun is just incredibly bad on the Matilda. I mean, look at this. 86mm of penetration. That's the worst penetration of any of the tier 5 premiums in the game. And the premium ammo is incredibly bad. 102mm of penetration with your premium ammo, and I believe I'd be correct in saying that that is almost the worst penetration of any tank in the game, even with premium ammunition regarding tier 5 premiums. So I mean I think some of the other tier 5 premiums get 98mm of penetration with their standard AP, and that's low. That is low. So the premium ammo is worse on this tank than it is standard ammo on other tier 5 premiums. I mean, look at the hydrostat. Let's take a look at the hydrostat. I mean, for example, the gun. You can see the gun here, 110mm of penetration with its standard ammunition. Matilda 4, 102mm with its premium ammunition. The premium ammunition on this tank sucks, and the standard ammunition sucks, and the gun itself sucks. So, I mean, while the tank itself is quite good, the gun just means you don't do enough damage, and as if you don't do damage, you don't earn XP, you don't earn credits, you don't have good games, you can't carry games if your gun can't damage enemy tanks, and that's the problem with this tank. The gun is just dreadful, so avoid the Matilda 4 like the plague. Churchill 3, yeah, I can recommend this. Besides the T25, pick up the Churchill 3. The Churchill 3 is just it's a little beast. You know, this is a tank that yeah, again, don't listen to the stats in the garage, because the stats in the garage will tell you that the frontal armor is incredibly good at 106 or 176, and it's not. It's actually more like 80. The only part of the front of this tank that's 176 is this box here. This box here around the machine gun. That's it. That's the 176. Most of the rest of the front of the tank is about 80mm, maybe slightly more, up to 100mm. The turret is only 88mm all round. So basically, when you come across a Churchill 3 shoot the turret. But because it's a tier 5, a lot of people are auto-aiming, and they auto-aim on the strongest armor, or they auto-aim on the tracks, and the tracks eat the shot. They don't auto-aim on the turret. So if you know what you're doing, shoot the turret. If you don't know what you're doing, then the Churchill 3 can be incredibly good, or incredibly tough to take out. You can angle, you can side scrape. This is a tank that will teach you how to play heavy tanks. While it's slow, it's not painfully slow. It'll get you around the map eventually, but it's not as painfully slow as some of the other tanks up here. And it's got a crew modifier, it's got a crew XP modifier, so you earn more crew XP in this tank than you do in any other tank in the game. If you can have good games in this tank, you can level up Russian heavy crews incredibly quickly. So Churchill 3, absolutely no hesitation in recommending it. It suffered a little bit from power creep. You've got 110mm of penetration on a very rapid firing gun. The alpha damage is okay, the accuracy is not, the aim time is not, but rapid firing gun with 110mm of penetration, it does the job. It's going to suffer against some, it's got special matchmaking, and it's going to suffer against some Japanese heavies, but can't help but recommend the Churchill 3. Anything else that's usually available, these are all quite rare. Ram 2 is not available anymore. T14 is not available anymore. Matilda Black Prince, ignore this. Don't touch this with a 10-foot pole. I know some players out there love the Matilda Black Prince, but don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. The gun is good, the gun depression is good, the armor is good, but the speed and mobility is amongst the worst. I mean, this thing struggles to keep up with a Tog. I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, if your team are too good, then you get no damage because you can't keep up with the action. If your team are bad, then you're probably going to have a good game as long as you went to where the enemy tanks are coming from, because if you pick the wrong flank in this tank, there's nothing you can do about it. If you advance and the enemy are on the other side of the map, nothing you can do about it. I mean, just the speed of this tank counts against it. While the gun is good, gun depression is good, armor is good, unfortunately the speed it's not a fun tank to play. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Excelsior, is the Excelsior usually on sale? I have no idea. Some of these tanks may be on sale in the... Some of the tanks, yeah, it's usually on sale. Some of these tanks may be on sale in the gift shop and not particularly on sale from the tech tree, so I'm not quite sure. But yeah, there we go, Excelsior. This is a love it or hate it tank. When I first started playing the Excelsior, I hated it. I really, really hate this tank. I thought the frontal armor was good when it's top tier. If it's not top tier, it's terrible. The rear armor, good when it's top tier. Terrible if you're not top tier, and the side armor is absolutely garbage regardless of whether or not you're top tier. Even tier 3s have no problems penning the side armor on this tank because the side armor is just garbage even though it's got some spaced armor. So yeah, tier 3s no problems going through the side, so as long as you can angle this tank, don't expose too much of your side, try and keep the front of your tank or the rear of your tank to whoever's shooting you, then I think the Excelsior can be quite good. It's fast, it's mobile, plays like a medium even though technically it's a heavy, but when I first got this tank I absolutely hated it. Absolutely hated it. And then I sat down, spent a day in the tank to do it for play games for a review, and ended up giving it a positive review because even though the side armor is just garbage, this tank is incredibly overpowered when it's top tier. It can just ram enemy tanks to death. It can just take their shots all day. You can go hull down, use its gun depression, and take damage from lower tier tanks to the front all day. It's quite a fun tank to play when it's top tier. When it's not top tier, then it sucks. And when enemy tanks get to your side, it sucks. But yeah, I found myself enjoying the Excelsior. I thought it was a little bit of a troll tank, and I didn't expect to enjoy it before I sat down to do the review. So the Excelsior, I mean, it would be my last recommendation for tier 5 premiums. If you don't have a T25, pick up a T25, and worst case scenario, even if you don't like the tank, it'll prepare you for playing the Skoda T25 at tier 6 when you go up the Czechoslovakian lines, because it's the same tank. The only difference between the two tanks are the hit points and the fact that this tank gets a standard gun and the Skoda T25 gets a autoloader. So yeah, I think it's a good tank to train in. Churchill 3, absolute must. Absolute must. pick up a Churchill 3. I think it's another one of these well-kept secrets. Not a lot of people realize how good the Churchill 3 can be, especially when it's top tier, and it gets special matchmaking, and it basically gets a crew modifier. You can train up crews faster in this tank for Russian heavies than any other tank in the game. Very, very good tank. So there you go, T25, Churchill 3, and if you're a sadist or a masochist or maybe even a bit hipster, then maybe the Excelsior, because it's slightly better than people give it credit for, as long as you don't let them shoot your side armor. But other than that, not much else to suggest. So there we go. All of these tanks are half price tomorrow for the weekend. Emergency video. I've been talking for 20 minutes non-stop. This is unrehearsed, as you could probably tell. I'm going to bed. That's my recommendations if you got some gold to waste tomorrow. Have a great weekend, guys. I'm going to be sleeping in late, and then I'm probably going to be watching Narcos, and if I finish binge watching and I still have some energy left, I'll probably try and make another video tomorrow night. But anyhow, good night all, have fun, and enjoy the weekend special.